This is the Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 2. Let's get right into this review. Now, believe it or not, this is Samsung's third foldable phone. We have the original Fold, we have the Z Fold, and now, long and behold, we have the Fold 2. And I gotta say, Samsung definitely did mature throughout the years. We have a brand new cover display, which is way better than its predecessor, the Fold 1. It is on the narrow side, and it is going to be difficult to get to the top portions of the display. Typing on the front cover also is a little cramped, and as well as viewing content, but this is called the Fold, and that's why we have to fold it to really introduce this big, massive display. And can we sit down and appreciate the bezels on this device? Definitely minimal bezels. We have that beautiful 120 Hz refresh rate on the inner display, but the cover display is 60 Hz. Although I think maybe this is just me, I would like to just see no cameras in the inner display and just rely on the rear camera and the front facing camera in the cover and just have no cameras whatsoever in the inner display. But that's just me. Whatever you can to bring down the cost, which by the way, let me remind you guys, this costs $2,000. Just like the original Fold, you do have that crease, and you can see it on the side, but when you're looking at the screen directly, you're not going to notice the crease at all. Trust me, using this for over 2 weeks, almost 2 weeks, you're not going to see that crease whatsoever. Now, it is a weird aspect ratio because it's like a almost perfect square, almost. So it's a little bit on the weird aspect ratio side, but there's nothing wrong with that whatsoever. But one thing I do have a problem with is the app optimization on this thing. The apps on the Galaxy Fold 2 is mediocre at best. You have some apps that really take advantage of the foldable capabilities, such as flex mode, but you have some apps like Instagram or even like mobile gaming, some apps, it's just not really taking advantage of its full potential of the Fold. So for example, let's say you're playing a game of Call of Duty Mobile on your Fold, on the front cover display, and then midway through the game you decide to open it up finally into tablet mode. It's just like it's going to reset the app. You're going to have to do everything all over again. You're going to sign in. So not all the apps are going to be completely optimized to switch. You have apps like Twitter, YouTube, Chrome, completely supported. But even so, when you're using the phone in tablet mode, the inner display, it's not suited for the foldable, if that makes any kind of sense. If you use an iPad and you use the YouTube app, you understand how optimized that app is. I open up the YouTube app on my iPad, you can see 3 videos in a row, and then you have the columns too. But on the Fold, it's just columns. You don't have videos right next to each other. It just doesn't feel like it's a tablet, even though it's supposed to be a phone / tablet. It's just not optimized. So this is not the best tablet, nor this is not the best phone. Just because you slap 2 things together doesn't mean it's gonna be worth the $2,000. Like you could buy the Pixel 4a or an iPhone SE, whatever the case may be, and get an iPad and still have a better experience than the Fold. One thing I give credit is the multitasking experience. I would say it's very solid. You can run 3 applications at once. Now, yet again, going back to the app optimization, some apps are not optimized to run that small of a box, or it's cramped content. It's just the refinement of the apps. It's not Samsung's fault, it's the developers. They're not taking the foldable phone seriously. It's not in demand. Not that many people are probably buying this device. So developers are like, The color I picked up was the Mystic Black, and I gotta say, it's a definite fingerprint magnet. Looking at it now, I have a bunch of fingerprints and I just wiped it off. If you pick up the bronze color, that has a frosted glass back material, so it's gonna be very minimal fingerprints. But if you're picking up the black one, be mindful of those fingerprints, and 9 times out of 10, your phone is going to have like a lot of fingerprints if you show it to somebody, unless you bring your microfiber cleaning cloth. Now, I wish Samsung would have came out with more color options. Maybe come out with a green foldable too, or maybe even a red. I don't understand why companies always give the colors to the cheaper phones. Maybe it's just for a business, like for a professional, you got to have space gray, silver, and maybe like throwing the gold. I just don't understand. Maybe give us like a nice red color, a blue color. And yes, we have the gray, but that's only reserved for the Tom Lee edition. I'm saying Tom Lee. What's his name? Oh, his name is Tom Brownie. And man, that phone costs $3,000. And mind you, let me remind you guys again, that this phone costs $2,000. $3,000, at least you're getting the watch, you're getting some earbuds, and that leads me on. I wish Samsung would include some earbuds or something. No wired earbuds, no wireless earbuds, nothing whatsoever. And if you spend $2,000, you should at least get everything you can, and especially if the Fold 1 had the wireless Samsung Galaxy Buds Plus. Why not throw us a bone? Yes, you have 5G, you have the latest and greatest Snapdragon. I understand they gotta cut costs somewhere, but $2,000, man. Now, one of my favorite features of the Fold has to be Flex Mode. Flex Mode gives you more options when you halfway fold the phone, just like in this position here. So on the YouTube application, for example, you can have your video on the top and you can have the comments on the bottom. Or if you're taking a picture, you have your camera roll on the bottom, you have the picture, the camera. It's just incredible, guys. Flex Mode is the best feature on the Galaxy Fold 2, in my opinion. The hinge, no signs of failure whatsoever. I've been folding it back and forth, and yes, I've been using the phone. I haven't been babysitting it. I wanted to use it and actually give you guys my review of it. And I gotta tell you guys, Samsung definitely home run the hinge on this. It doesn't have any signs of wearing down anytime soon. And that's definitely a good look. The speakers on this phone definitely on par as like an iPad Pro, especially if you enable Dolby Atmos. Now the camera quality is great, but it's not $2,000 great. I mean, it's adequate quality. You're gonna see the pictures nice and clear, but it's not, I feel like they could have done better on the cameras. You know, you can get a good camera, you can get the Sony a7 III, you can get a lot of good cameras, but instead you wanna get the Fold 2 for $2,000, but it's not bad at the same time. It's good enough, but good enough is not enough for $2,000. Here are some pictures that I like to share with you guys. Now, some quick little side notes that I want to point out. I like the fingerprint scanner. It's ultra fast, especially now we live in a time where we have to wear face masks anywhere we go. I like how the fingerprint is conveniently placed on the side where the power button is. Samsung DeX Wireless is definitely an underrated feature. So basically, for example, I could turn any monitor into a computer using my Galaxy Fold. So let me show you guys something. Okay, just a quick little example. I just want to show you guys. I'm going to enable Samsung DeX. Alright, so I'm enable Samsung DeX. This is the Samsung Q60. We're going to start now, and everything is wirelessly. Imagine your phone can run Mac OS if you connect it to a monitor or display, or Android running a PC on your that's incredible. Okay, it just switched. So I have the Xbox wallpaper. When I was making an Xbox video, I had that as my wallpaper for the aesthetics. Now, anytime I can use my phone as a cursor, it's still Android, but just the fact how you have a different experience or a different interface when you connect to a monitor, underrated feature, man. Also, I want to point out the Samsung bonus, like when you purchase your Fold 2, you get a $50 credit. I chose the power bank. It's super fast charging. It works well, but I feel like the credit should have been $100. $2,000 you spend on a foldable phone, and they only give you a $50 credit. It should have been $100 easily. or I don't know. I just feel like the value for what you're getting on this is good. The wow factor is there. This is a revolutionary device.
Oh wait, multi-star. You can set the aspect ratio for the Instagram. Open up the settings. Oh wait, hold up. Full screen. Oh, I'm just now seeing this. You gotta be kidding me. So you could resize the app. Let me see. Oh, this is fine. Oh, yo, I didn't know you could do this now. What? Full screen Instagram? And I can switch. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, man.
So overall, on the scale of 1 to 5, I'm giving this a 3.5 out of 5. Now, yeah, you guys are probably scratching your heads. Oh, yeah, this is the funnest phone. The experience is okay. You know what I mean? Once you unfold the phone back and forth, it gets a little old. It wows some people, but after a while, it's gonna it's gonna wear off. I mean, it's a good phone. It's a good phone, but for $2,000 and the durability concerns too at that, it's not water resistance. And also, this phone is super thick, very thick. So when you're putting this in your pocket, it may stick out a little bit. But this is essentially like having two phones together, like double the size of a phone's. It should have been called a V because look, this is a V. And also, there's really no cases for it. The case that you can buy for this is just leather cases that protect the back, but it's no shock absorption. 3.5 out of 5 is my score.